'Twas the day after Christmas, and all through the ward, not a noisy tyke was running, not even the bored 5-year-old girl whose name was young Carol, visions of sugarplums long since in peril. The stockings were scrubbed from the chimney with care, replaced by stark walls, a palpable scare, and Nurse Burney, red-headed and stern in her cap, had just settled her brain for a long, angry nap. When out in the hall there arose such a clatter, Carol sprang from her bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window she flew like a flash, alarmed lights made a warning, made her efforts quite rash. The moon on the crest of the wind-blowing rain gave the impression of mocking martyrdom and pain. But here, only gray light, a sterile, cold gleam, reflecting a world that felt much like a meme. When what to Carol's wandering eyes should appear, Nurse Burney, with a clipboard, drawing quite near. Her voice like a foghorn, so gruff and so quick, should Carol listen for a moment, Carol would feel quite sick. More rapid than eagles, her footsteps, Nurse came, and she whistled and shouted and called out Carol's name. Now quiet, now settle, no more of that noise. On patience, on order, stop playing, girls, boys. To your rooms, to your beds, to your quiet, calm spaces. Now dash away, back to your places. As leaves that before the wild thunderstorm fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so back to her cell little Carol quickly flew, with her blanket clutched tight and her terror anew. And then in a twinkling she heard in the hall the clanking of keys and Nurse Burney's harsh call. As Carol drew in her head and was turning around, through the doorway Nurse Burney came with quite a sound. She was dressed all in scrubs from her head to her foot, and her demeanor was tarnished with anger and soot. A bundle of charts she had flung on her back. She was truly the warden, and just opening her pack. Her eyes, how they narrowed, her dimples how grim, her cheeks were like stone, her nose like a whim, her droll little mouth was drawn up in a fair, on her head was a fiery red crown. She had a broad face and a little round paunch that shook when she screamed, like rocket to launch. She was chubby and plump, a right grumpy old goat. But Carol cried when she saw her in her scary white coat. A wink of her eye and a twist of her head soon gave Carol to know she had lots to dread. Nurse spoke not a word, but went straight to her work and checked all the charts, then turned with a jerk, and laying her finger aside of her nose, cackling with glee, out the doorway she goes. She sprang to the desk, to her duties gave a whistle, and away she all flew like the down of a thistle. But Carol heard her exclaim, ere she revved out of sight, Christmas be gone, and to all a long night.